All right, good morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, wal-'as. Okay, I'm from Wheelworks. I'm Hafiz. So I'm glad to be here today. So I'm going to present to you what we have came out with a concept where we're going to help the third world country. It's not specifically for third world country. We're going to help most major disabled people and most in needs, okay? So talking about wheelchair, right? Talking about wheelchair, mostly we learn about push, spin, push, and spin the wheelchair, and that's about it, wheelchair. But there are some motorized wheelchair, right? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the real life story of Mr. Rosley. Okay, in 2010, Mr. Rosley involved in an accident. And then he gets 3 years. He needs to wait for 3 years in order for him to get the motorized wheelchair. So why did he need to wait for 3 years? Okay, so the main cause of that are mainly cost, which is affordability, all right? And why he insists to have electric assist wheelchair for his daily use? Definitely is because of fatigue and mobility, all right? Okay, so how now we come up with the big idea where what if there is a freedom from the act of push and spin, all right? What if it will cost less than 300 ringgit or USD 75 for a unit? Or the amazing thing is, what if smartphone and finger is all they need to move that wheelchair? So this is going to be interesting, okay? So I present to you with a drum roll, Wheelworks, all right? So it's an add-on maneuvering assist device for a manual wheelchair, all right? So a manual wheelchair, normal manual wheelchair, the one you normally see at hospitals, the one you normally see at those disabled facilities, all right? So how does it work? So a device attached to existing wheel structure of a normal commercial wheelchair. So the objective is to minimize the whole energy consumption, and it's been controlled by the phone apps. So, and it will be enjoyed by 2%. So normally the people who push, now he or she can ride at the back as well, all right? So it's very simple. It's an easy fix and go. Attach the device, turn the device on, start your apps, connect to the Bluetooth, and start. Basics. Activate, command, and moves. All right, so there are some of the features because it comes with the apps. So these apps are actually summary day life movement via GPS, personalized ID number. It's based on Android platform at this moment and the moderate speed of 10 km/h. With a mobile charging system, emergency response button, and who else will benefit from this innovation? Definitely sports injury person, all right? Cerebral palsy, senior citizen, diabetic paralysis, okay? Especially in US, in Northern America, there's a big market for diabetic paralysis, okay? Hamburgers, all right? Heart disease, Asian, permanent disability, third world country. And there's a report that says that it is estimated that at least 100 million children, teens and adults worldwide need a wheelchair, but can't afford one. Again, wheelchair, not even motorized, but can't afford one. So some international organizations believe that the number could be as high as 6% of the total world population in developing countries. So it's not just a gimmick numbers. So it's been on the journal. I've been researched for a while, and it's from the Journal of Rehabilitation Research and Development. And the potential of smart wheelchair users by diagnosis, you can see there, the list are upcoming, like attention, spasticity, tremor, ataxia, dystonia. All of them needs wheelchair. But what if you can find or give them an affordable wheelchair with the price of 300 ringgit? All right. So imagine that out of all this potential smart wheelchair that provides autonomous navigation, they have done some research from there, but there's no physical outcome from there as well. But the amount of people that needs this wheelchair is 1.7 million people around the world. So that's a huge, big market. All right? So how many wheelchair users might benefit from this powered wheelchair? Current solution for manual wheelchair users with hand gear and one-arm drive mechanism or foot-driven wheelchairs. And then you see the numbers. It's 1.4 million people worldwide. So imagine 300 ringgit multiplied by 1.4 million people are using this worldwide. All right, so there are buying patterns as well, where if you could see, the manual wheelchair is always be on top of the electric wheelchair. All right, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to change the statistics with my invention. That's why, because it's price tag factor. All right, so the numbers are, for example, we have been done some research. For example, like in the internet, it's about 200 ringgit, a normal wheelchair, right? 350, a better one. But with power electric wheelchair, it costs about 4.5K, 4,500 ringgit. And even some is about 7,000 ringgit for just even for a wheelchair without GST. All right, so mass production cost, I've been expecting, whether it's going to be in China, Vietnam, or in Malaysia, my current price will be 260 selling price with all the required parts of it. And to design affordable motorized accessories, I have compared the manual wheelchair and the motorized wheelchair itself. For example, the manual wheelchair will cost you about 300 ringgit. With additional of wheelworks, it's going to cost you about 560 ringgit. But then the motorized wheelchair, it's going to cost you 3,500 ringgit for a start, not even for the packaging and delivery. So what are the savings are? 2,940 ringgit. I'm not selling like a smart TV over here, but I'm selling a wheelchair, all right? Okay, so what do I require? The funds. I put the S with the dollar sign, definitely. So the Kickstart Fund, the Kickstart Fund, all right? It's going to cost me the research development or R&D, having a prototype, and some project management. So it's going to cost me just 50,000 ringgit to start with. But that's going to make me to come up with the right prototype for you to sit on it and try the apps directly on it, all right? And then I have done some financial projection to those who are interested for the 5-year plan. What are the 5-year plan from my side? If let's say that we have this project to be feasible. All right, those are the profit margin as well. So I'm not talking nonsense because I'm from the industrial design. I'm a product designer. And even my friend is Imran Uthman now is a product designer based in San Francisco. All right, so we have a lot of other projects in our shelf, which is mobile rescue watercraft, Braille notepad, and energized human-powered dynamo for refugee camp. We are focusing on the people who can't afford things, third world countries specifically. So these are wheelworks, and I'm open for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Hafiz. Do we have questions for Hafiz from the floor?
I'm open to any questions.
Hafiz, have you spoken to people who use wheelchairs?
Yes,
What's
currently,
their feedback?
Yes, currently I've spoken to UNHCR. I've spoken to Pantai Group. I've spoken to hospital people. I've spoken to a lot of doctors. And there's a wheelchair foundation as well. I've emailed them. They're really interested in this because in Africa, the accessibility of wheelchair is about 500,000 wheelchairs needed every year. So those are the people who are without wheelchair. Imagine that the same amount of money spent in normal wheelchair will be spent in a motorized wheelchair. Okay? All right? Any questions?
Yes, we have a question from the lady in front.
Hello, I'm Nabiha.
Hi, Nabiha. Thank you.
How makes you different? What makes you different from the the usual wheelchair, and how the modus operandi would you offer to public?
Okay, thank you for the great questions. Okay, a normal wheelchair, it's like how I started earlier. It's a push. It's either someone push from the back, or you're going to spin from the side, right? But this is additional stuff being added to that normal wheelchair. So it's not really you buy another motorized wheelchair. So additional, it's like you're going to the pharmacy, Guardian Pharmacy. I need a motorized additional wheelchair for this. So they just grab from the shelf, add it from the thing. So it's really been accessible rather than to be ordered or rather than it's going to be spent for a few thousand. So it's just additional device which has been connected with your phone. It's either going to be Android or iOS. So you can control by using phones, right? So stop and go. Even phones are connected to the GPS. So even your mom suddenly says that you're going to say, your mom says going to go to the shop right in front of the house, but it did not came back after 1 hour. Search for GPS. The wheelchair, hey, mama, where are you? So we can find him, we can find her, definitely. So that's my wheelchair. So that's how it differentiates. You can see a lot of motorized wheelchair with the assisted device in the market, but mine is connected to the apps as well, even to control and to monitorize. All right? Does that answer your questions? Sorry?
What about the modus operandi?
The modus operandi of, sorry?
Business model, your
Okay.
business model.
The business model right now, what I'm coming up with the plan for 1 year is to have the project prototype. And then we're going to sell it for Asian region first. And then we're going to have to propose and do all the proposal towards the UNHCR for the approval and the WHO. So that's my modus operandi. Yeah, sorry. Does that answer? Or slightly answered?
If you
Partially,
need further
okay.
clarification, you'll be here off stage as well to
Yeah.
take any questions.
Thanks, Terence.
Do we have any final comments from the floor out back? On that note, thank you, Hafiz Moro, for presenting.
Thanks, Terence.